Hey everybody, so after many months of saying that we are going to get started on this Airstream, today is the day we are finally getting started on our latest Airstream renovation. I'm really excited to do a lot of tutorial videos during this renovation, but one of the main things I want to focus on is some of the simple stuff. I know that a lot of people already know how to do a lot of things like remove rivets, remove cabinets, tear up floors, but sometimes it's helpful for people who've never done this to see even the simplest task completed. So this is going to be the first in a series on the simple stuff. Today we're going to be removing the upper cabinets. We're going to show you all the things that you need and exactly how to get it done, and hopefully keep the video short and sweet. If you want to see more of our videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button and hit the bell so that you'll see everything. And if you're in the middle of a renovation or have questions about a renovation, please feel free to comment down below or send us an email with any questions you have.
So we are going to take down this overhead compartment today, and for the most part it's just a matter of taking out these rivets and these rivets up here, but then we've also found a couple places up in here where it's screwed to the skins. There's a strip there, and then there's a few screws going right through there into this wall. So I think we'll start out just taking out those few screws first, and then we will leave a couple of the rivets in the end, take all the rest out, and then together we will both take out the last couple rivets. It will drop and we'll carry it out.
So many of you probably have a drill that looks like this. You can put screw tips in it and or drill bits. But we recommend, if you can, to splurge for a set. If you can have an impact driver like this, which mainly focuses on different types of screw tips and uses a simple click and attach system with an apex, you can then change out your bits, and you always have a screw gun ready to go to remove or install screws whenever you need. If you have a dedicated drill, then you have something the whole time that you can be using to remove rivets and drill any new holes that you need. So we really recommend, if you can have both on hand, you'll be able to go back and forth without having to switch your tips back and forth from drill bit to screw tip. However, if you do only have one type of drill, we recommend getting an impact driver. They do sell an adapter like this where you can still put your tips in the end, and you can attach it just like you would a regular apex. Just remember, you'll always have the step of having to switch out to go from screw tip to drill bit.
We have all the screws removed as far as what we can tell. It looks like they're all out. Now it's just a matter of removing these rivets, and we are both set and ready to go. She's going to take one, I'm going to take one. We're going to work our way in and start removing rivets. Here we go.
So to remove rivets, the best thing to do is to have an 1/8 inch drill bit. Now you're going to want to have multiples of these, probably 5 or 6 on hand throughout the project, because you are going to need them and you will go through several bits. One thing to keep in mind is that you want to make sure that you're aiming very straight on. What will happen is occasionally you'll be too cockeyed to the side and you'll end up breaking your bit, which is why you want to have several on hand.
So I'm aiming straight into it, no matter what the angle of this is. You're aiming straight into it, that way you're drilling through into it. There's a part in the back that needs to free up. Now once you've gone through, that rivet is no longer holding. Can't tell now because there's too many close to it. Now these snaps go on the same way. We've only got 2 of these to remove, but I'm going to go ahead and do this one. Don't always give right away. You may have to wiggle them loose a little bit. Basically the hold is not there anymore. You just can't tell until you get more of these off. Now another thing that I would recommend, you do not know what is behind these walls. You don't want to just go haphazardly poking that drill bit all the way in there. You may hit a wire, you may hit, if you have your drill bit out too far, there's only so much room in between this and the outer skin. You definitely don't want to puncture that outer skin. So I'm going to leave this one and continue down the line. Now these are not all going to act the same. As you get going, these little heads of these rivets are going to collect on here. And I've only got 1 on here. I usually wait until I got 6 or so. But what you can do is just, the easiest way is just take a pair of pliers, get behind it, and then put your drill in reverse and just pull it off. The drill traveled off and I got off the center of it and I drilled off to the side of it. It happens sometimes, these things are a little squirrely. So you have to then angle your drill bit and find your way back to the center to pop it loose.
Remember, as you are removing stuff in your camper, you're probably occasionally going to hit snags. It probably means that you still have a remaining rivet that you haven't found or a screw that you haven't found. So you'll have to start over and figure out where you're still attached at, because that does happen where you'll think you have all the rivets and there's one that you didn't see. Okay, so now we're going to start removing these uppers.
Leave your end ones.
Alright, well that's how you get the cabinet down. And keep in mind, each Airstream might have been built slightly differently depending on the years the unit was made, but it is most likely held up with either Phillips tip screws or rivets. So you've just got to find all the rivets, find all the Phillips tip screws, and tear it out. And if it is attached at the end to another cabinet that you plan on keeping, make sure you check the other side of the cabinet as well, because there might be screws coming into the upper cabinet going this way and going that way. Thanks!